Have you ever wondered where to place a Wi-Fi access point for the best coverage, or whether you should use a wired connection, wireless uplink, or mesh network? In this video, we'll configure Wi-Fi access points for 3 common environments: a home, an apartment, and a college dorm. We'll also compare wired and wireless access points and explain proper signal coverage and minimizing interference. Wi-Fi signals radiate outward in all directions, much like ripples in a pond. The ideal way to think about coverage is as a series of concentric circles. The strongest signal is closest to the access point. As you move farther away, signal strength decreases and speeds drop. When using multiple access points, the goal is not to create complete overlap. Too much overlap causes interference and poor roaming performance. Instead, position them so circles overlap only slightly, about 10 to 20%. This allows smooth roaming while minimizing interference. For the best possible performance in a home, a wired access point is always preferred. In this setup, an Ethernet cable connects the router to the AP. Here is a simple network diagram showing the internet flowing through the ISP modem to the dedicated access point. When using a standalone access point, disable the Wi-Fi radios in your router to prevent interference between the two devices. Step 1. Assign the AP and IP address on your existing subnet. For example, if your router is 192.168.1.1, set the AP to .2. Step 2. Disable DHCP on the access point. The router should remain the only DHCP server on your network. Finally, configure your Wi-Fi settings with a consistent SSID and WPA3 security for the best protection. In larger homes, a mesh system can provide better whole home coverage. It uses multiple nodes to create a single, seamless network. A mesh system consists of a primary node connected to your router and multiple satellite nodes placed throughout the house. The advantages include automatic roaming, self-optimizing connections, and easy expansion as your needs grow. Notice how placement matters. The main node sits in the center, with satellites upstairs and on the far side for even coverage. Sometimes running Ethernet isn't practical. In these cases, you can use a wireless uplink or repeater mode. In this setup, the access point connects to the router wirelessly rather than via a cable. It's easier to install, but has some trade-offs. Wireless uplinks reduce available bandwidth and increase latency since they depend entirely on the wireless signal quality. Best practice: place the AP halfway between the router and the weak signal area, not at the very edge of coverage. Apartments present a different challenge. There may be dozens of nearby access points competing for the same channels. With so many signals, interference is high. Usually, one high-quality access point or mesh node is sufficient for an apartment. Place your AP near the center, elevated if possible, and away from electronics like microwaves and TVs that cause interference. Always prefer 5 GHz or 6 GHz channels when available. Avoid the crowded 2.4 GHz band whenever possible in dense buildings. Dormitories often have the highest Wi-Fi density of all, with hundreds of nearby access points in a very small space. If allowed, connecting a personal AP to the dorm's Ethernet port is a great way to manage your own devices. Always verify your dorm's acceptable use policy first, as some schools prohibit personal routers or access points. In dense environments, lower transmit power often performs better. It reduces interference and improves stability for everyone. When Ethernet isn't available, a travel router can join the campus Wi-Fi and create your own private subnet for your devices. In every example, home, apartment, or dorm, the access point should remain on the same subnet as the router for seamless management. To summarize, wired is ideal for homes, 5 GHz is best for apartments, and lower power is often better for dorms. Remember, aim for a small amount of overlap to avoid interference. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe for more networking tips.